Happy Valentine's Day. Aren't these little cards I made great? I'm going to show you how I did that. Maybe you'll make some for your family. Every year I make Valentine's Day cards for all the women in my family. There's the ones I've made this year, because I think that it's so fun to send them. I guess I got in the habit when the kids were little. I start out with some blank cards. I bought this whole box of blank cards a couple years ago at Target. Still have plenty to go, and they came with all their matching envelopes. This year I started out with just the blank cards that I had picked out, and I worked up this design in my Word program with 3 different fonts, and I increased the size of them so that I could fill in the space in between with little fabric hearts. This was the first one that I made, and it turned out great, and I thought, well, that looks nice, but what if I go ahead and fuse some fabric to my card and then print it? And this is what it looked like. I decided that the red was just too dark and that the letters really didn't show up enough, so I went back to using solid letters instead of the hollowed out ones, and I used lighter color fabric to fuse to my card so that the letters would really show up. And then I used my decorative blade, in this case the wave blade, to cut the edge out around the outside of the card, and I made sure that I came in and signed each one as well. I then went to all of my fused silks, and I pulled out a pile of different really fun colored fused silks that I cut my little heart shapes out of. When I cut my heart shapes out, I left the paper. I usually take the paper off my fused fabric before I cut them, but it was easier to just fold my fabric in half, and then I could get a really nice symmetrical heart shape. And I even took a pencil and drew my heart shape so that they stayed nice and fluid and even. And then I made sure that the last one was a little bit bigger and dipped down a little bit so that it had a little bit more character. So you can see I did them in a whole bunch of different colors with pink backgrounds and purple backgrounds and some with the orange backgrounds. I really like the way that orange looks, and some that faded from light to dark, and I had a really fun time making these. I also found out that I have my little leftover shape, so I have my little negative shape, and I thought those would make fun designs as well, and I'm going to play around with using up my little negative shapes for doing some more designs. I hope you have a really fabulous Valentine's Day, and I love all you guys too.